So hello guys, and welcome to another discussion video. And earlier today, we got a bunch of new information about Super Mario Party Jamboree, and it looks really good from what we've seen so far. So I wanted to discuss some of the new information as well as the information that we know about this game so far with Hunter and Anton Retro. So,
Hey.
but yeah, fittingly, I have Hunter on here since he's been on a lot of my Mario Party streams, so I think it's pretty fitting. And then we're all looking forward to this game and everything, and we've kind of seen some of the things that are going to be in here. But yeah, let's go ahead and start off by talking about the new boards, because I think like the boards in general just look pretty great so far. Like earlier we got some new footage of the Mega Wiggler's Tree Party, and I think that looks great. Like it has like I think like 63 to 65 spaces in total. And like it looks very nice. The music is great. The music kind of reminds me of like the like Mario Party 3 or 4. It kind of gives me that vibe, but like with more like jazzy instruments. I would say kind of like modern Mario games. And like the whole gimmick of it with like the Wiggler moving around is pretty cool. It also has like a board specific item with the Wiggler bell. So I think this board looks pretty cool from like the new footage that we saw. And the other boards look pretty great as well. I like that all of them have like a standout gimmick to them, but it's not like a gimmick that like sacrifices the core formula, like how some Mario Party games did. It looks like the gimmicks are kind of working in this game's favor. So, what would you say is your favorite board so far out of like new board so far out of the 5?
I think the mall one looks pretty cool. I think it's called Rainbow Galleria. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that one
It's
looks
quite different from what we've seen before. So
yeah, we've never been to a mall in Mario Party. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say I'm like probably the mall is the one that I'm looking forward to the most because of how interesting it looks. It seems like it has like a lot of like little mechanics involved with it, like the sale, like the flash sale thing, and like there's even like little shops that sell specific items. Like there's like one like a Peepa that sells like a Boo Bell and stuff like that. So, and then there's also Goomba Lagoon looks pretty cool as well. I really like how it looks. Like it looks like a pretty big board. I think there's probably like over 90 spaces on it. And I really like the little pirate Goombas with the bandanas. So
yeah, I guess one thing that would be really cool if they did is if the characters had like wearing hats like they did in Mario Party 2, I think. I think that's the one where they wear hats. That would have been really cool if they did it for this one. Doesn't look like it's the case though.
Yeah, they do have some enemies, like or NPC characters that are wearing like hats and things. So
it'd be neat if it was like an unlockable thing that all the characters
like
could get.
With the amount of customization we see in a lot of games nowadays, I think that would be really cool to like actually have like outfits and things, but it doesn't really seem like that will be the case. So another interesting thing about Mario Party Jamboree is the retro boards, and I think they're pretty cool. I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, this is obviously content that was originally planned to be in Superstars or DLC for Superstars that was brought over here. But I do like the fact that they are like starting to introduce the concept of like retro boards, kind of like on retro courses for Mario Kart. So
yeah,
I do like that direction, but I do think it would have been cool if they were in Superstars as well.
Yeah, but I think the new boards kind of makes up for it. I feel like it was just like, you know what? screw it. Let's just add some old boards. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think this is the thing that they can iterate upon, right? Because they have to figure out a way to make each entry different, and also make it like sustainable to create these games, right? There's been so many over the years with new mini games, but the idea of okay, we're gonna bring back a level of content from the past, on top of a bunch of new content, I think that works really well.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea, and I feel like that opens up the door to a lot of possibilities for Mario Party in the future. Like, we could see, like, with each next game in the series, we could see, like, boards from different games. Like, maybe the next one will have boards from 3 and 4, then one after that will have boards from 5 and 6. I think that would be really cool, and I really hope they keep doing this. So, yeah, I'm just glad they're doing retro boards now. But with the ones that we've seen, like Mario's Rainbow Castle and Western Land, I am so glad that Western Land got remade, because I would say that's probably my favorite one from 2. And it looks really good in Jamboree, like from the footage and screenshots that we've seen of it. Like, they're bringing back the train character Steamer, and you can just see like so much detail in the board. It just looks really cool. It even has like the Wiggler there that has the milk. So
I just wonder what
Or
if
milk.
they're ever going to make
Okay.
another. Do you think they're ever going to make another like Mario Party Superstars game? So it's like Mario Party Superstars 2 or something, where they include different retro stuff. Because if they're just gonna go ahead and make Super Mario Party, the main series, have retro stuff, they don't really need to have that other game series, right?
Yeah, I feel like going forward, they're probably just gonna include like retro content in the new games, kind of like Mario Kart. I feel like that's probably what they're gonna do. Like maybe like a third of the minigames, and we'll get into the retro minigames in a little bit too, but I feel like probably a third of the minigames and like 2 boards will be like retro content, while the rest of it would be new. I feel like that kind of makes a lot of sense from what they're doing it here, because it seems to work out pretty well. But yeah, I like how
I
they're
agree.
I like how they're handling the retro boards. But we've also seen like the different spaces on the boards and everything that will be in Jamboree, and Chance Time is returning.
Yeah!
That is
I love
gonna be
Chance Time.
crazy. I'm glad they're bringing it back, because it was just because it's just such an evil space in the game. It's so chaotic. So I'm glad they're keeping that here. And
Dance time!
We like chaos.
yeah,
In Mario Party.
yeah. It seems like they've added like a lot of things to make it more chaotic this time, which I really like. It's not like Super Mario Party where a bunch of people just keep racking up coins and stars. It actually seems like there's like a lot of like stuff to screw over other players, which I'm really happy about. I know there's a lot of lucky spaces, but I don't think that was too much of a detriment to like parts of Superstars board design. I thought it was fine. I didn't really think it made too much of a difference, but I feel like it is kind of being balanced out by some of the items and like Chance Time and different things like that. But we'll have to see. I feel like balancing is going to feel like pretty similar to Superstars, probably a little better, I would say, because there seems to be even more items where you could like take away coins and stars and things. But yeah, and speaking of items, there are 37 in total. I'm not going to list them all in this video because
Holy cannoli. That's a lot of items.
of course they're bringing back the one that I will not mention, that opens up gates. But there's also like they're bringing back staples like the golden pipe and the different dice ones, like double dice, triple dice, cursed dice block, which they renamed to the creepy dice block, which I think is interesting. And there's also a new one.
Freaky dice block.
There's also one that there's like a super creepy dice block that has like a set of 3 of them that affects 3 different players at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. There's like a ton of variety with items here. They're even bringing back a similar idea to the orbs and hexes from the older Mario Party games that can like steal a star or coins when someone lands on it. So I think that's also a pretty cool idea. They're bringing back other old ones that were also in Superstars, like the Chomp Call, Plunder Chest, Boo Bell, different things like that. So I really like the item variety here. There's even some other crazy ones here, like a 200% sticker that basically makes it so where the player has to pay double the price for everything, including stars. So it just seems like there's like a lot of items that are can completely screw up the other player. Like I just like the amount of those types of items here. I'm just kind of like happy about that. And there's also a lot of board specific items as well, which I think is pretty cool. There's like a Wiggler bell that moves the Wiggler. There's like a blue conch shell that changes the tides on Goomba Lagoon. So there's like quite a lot of like variety here, and yeah, I think it just looks pretty cool overall with the amount of stuff that we've seen here.
Really going all out with this game. Hopefully it pays off.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the series pretty much go from mediocre to excellent throughout the entire Switch era. Like Paper Mario.
Okay.
Yeah, and with the items, I feel like over the years they gradually started getting better. Like Star Rush had a decent item selection, then it kind of grew from there. And then now we have like this really nice variety of items. Like it's just kind of crazy the amount of items that we have here. But yeah, so moving on, we also have some new stickers or emotes. They're basically changing. They're changing the design of the ones from Superstars, and they kind of have this new style to them. I don't think it's as good as the ones in Superstars, because I kind of prefer the 2D art, even though they were reused from Star Rush. But I still kind of like these. Like, I still think they look fine from what we've seen. And at least we're getting ones for, like, the new characters, like Ninja and Pauline, and some of them. So, yeah.
It's not a bad art style. I just like the other one better.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's also what I think. It's just, I mean, lineless art. It's cool. I just think that lines look cooler.
Yeah. And this
They
also
tried something different. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and
But,
another thing that I've noticed about this, not necessarily a positive or negative thing, it's just a little closer to like the 3D models in terms of like designs rather than like the 2D art. So like the ones that they normally use for like promotional things or like various things like that. This is mostly kind of based on like their 3D designs. So that's kind of like a little change there. But I think that's more of something that could be a preference to someone. But yeah, even though I like the ones in Superstars more, I think these look perfectly fine, I would say. But yeah, moving on, there's also the new ally system. Some people have been a bit concerned about this, but I think it's seeming like it will be like a decent addition. It might actually be something that's pretty good. We'll just have to see. And basically, I'm not sure if this is optional or not, because it doesn't seem to be like shoehorned in as much as something like the ally system in Super Mario Party. This seems to be a little more subtle than that. But basically, with this, you get an ally after winning a minigame. Only one player can have an ally at a time. It doesn't increase your dice roll at all. They don't give you an extra dice block. They do give you a special ability, but that's like the only like extra thing onto you that it does. But it also gives you either double the stars or coins, or you lose double the stars or coins. So I think that's a much better way of executing that ally idea from Super Mario Party, because I feel like the ally system did kind of get pretty crazy and unbalanced in Super Mario Party. So it seems like here, it seems a bit like... It seems a bit more fitting with like the classic Mario Party style.
Because you also had the unique dice blocks, right? Along with that.
Yeah, and then here it doesn't have that. It just has like a ability. But yeah.
Yeah, that's much better.
So along with that, and this also kind of goes into minigames a little bit. There's actually character-specific minigames. Like, for each of the characters, you, like, kind of, in order to get the ally, you have to win their specific minigame. And I think that's pretty cool. There's gonna be, like, basically a minigame for each of the characters. Like, there was one for Daisy and one for Donkey Kong that was shown so far. And
Donkey Kong's minigame is literally just Donkey Konga, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think that's cool that we're gonna get some mini-games based on the characters. They could basically make, like, Daisy's looked thematically pretty interesting as well. You have to, like, collect these, like, Daisy coin things. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of possibilities for, like, character-themed mini-games. Like, that would be cool to see, like, a ninja-themed one for Ninja, or, like, maybe even one in a city, like New Donk City for Pauline or something. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I like that idea of like character-themed minigames.
This game's making me hungry. Good God.
You know, do we have the one for Pauline yet? The character minigame?
No, the only ones we've seen so far are Donkey Kong and Daisy. Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Yeah, Donkey Kong was the one we saw like a while ago, and we weren't sure what it was because it kind of looked like a Donkey Kong minigame at first, like from the older games, but it also looked like a 5-player one as well. But it's just confirmed to be like a regular 4-player minigame.
Is that the Bongo one?
Yeah, that just has like Donkey Kong that's like hosting it, and you have to like win that one to win like Donkey Kong as the ally. So, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
But I think that's a
Pauline's probably gonna have to do something with singing a New Donk City. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And also...
Mario Odyssey reference.
Another thing is that they're bringing back, like, more retro minigames as well, which is another thing that I like. Like, since they're bringing back, like, the old boards, I think it's also cool that they're bringing back some old minigames as well. Like, we've seen, like, a lot from 4, I think also, like, some from, Mario Party 6, in the original Mario Party, and Mario Party 2 as well. I'm seeing a lot of GameCube ones here. Like, we've seen, like, Defuse or Lose, and, different ones like that, or, Blame It on the Crane from Mario Party 4, or Stamp Out from Mario Party 4. I've seen those on the website. So, like, a lot of them from the GameCube era seem to be returning. So, I know there's, like, also some, like, others as well. But, I think the selection is pretty good here so far. And another thing that I've noticed is that they're actually doing, like, new remixes of the themes. Like, they're not just reusing the ones from, like, Mario Party Superstars. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad that they're, like, basically doing new music for this. And the one for Mario Party 4, so far, I forgot what song it was, but the song that they used in that one sounded more similar to the original theme than it did with the remix in Superstars. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the music sounds really good from what we've heard so far. I mean, very similar to the other games.
Yeah.
In the recent Mario Party series, but still on par.
Yeah. One game that I'm really hoping will return, or one of them, I'm really hoping for at least one of them from Mario Party 3 that has like "Let's Get a Move On," that specific song, because I really want to hear a remix of that. Because there was technically a remix of it in Mario Party the Top 100, but it was unused. So
Yeah, and it was Mario Party the Top 100, so
yeah.
So who gives up?
Yeah, it's like that was actually Mario Party the Top 100 is my least favorite Mario Party game, but like yeah, Let's Get a Move on.
Yeah, Mario
Oh.
Party Superstars is just the better version of that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
let's get
Mario
a
Party Top 100 is just Mario Party without the Mario Party, basically.
Yeah,
Unless you count, unless wait, that's actually Mario Party Advance. All right, back to good Mario Party games anyway.
yeah, but yeah, I'm glad that they're bringing back some retro mini games and everything. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's also like I know they're also bringing over treasure divers from Mario Party 1, which has sushi in it, like the shark enemy. And I think that's like the first time we've seen that enemy in HD. Like I'm pretty sure, not counting the PNG we got of it in Dr. Mario World. So I think that's pretty cool. First time we're seeing that enemy in HD. But yeah, so moving on.
Welcome back, Stu.
We have the boss mini games. And
Ooh.
so far, we've seen one, and that's the big sting bee. But there's also probably going to be some others, since there were like some unknown mini games that were shown. I think it was on one of the screenshots that had like a big kind of view of the mini games. It had like 5 that are unknown. So there's going to be at least 5 boss mini games, and I'm pretty sure those were boss mini games. Because the Sting Bee one that we saw wasn't shown on that big list of mini games that we saw. But I think that's pretty cool that they're bringing back the boss mini games, because I think that's a pretty cool concept, and I really wanted to see proper boss mini games in like a classic style Mario Party game. I know there were bosses in Mario Party DS. And I guess there was also the boss in Mario Party 3, and there were also there was like 1 or 2 bosses and like a couple of the GameCube ones as well, like for Bowser. But I think it's cool that they're like going all out with bosses again, it seems. Or at least a little bit. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I'm hoping we'll get like ones for each of the boards. I'm personally hoping that we'll get one for Goomboss on Goomba Lagoon.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be pretty cool. And also another idea I had was Mario 64 themed bosses for the returning N64 boards. Like for Western Land, we can get like one for iRock, since it's kind of like a desert area. And then Womp King for Mario's Rainbow Castle. So I think that would be pretty cool. I'm not sure what they would do for the mall. Maybe they have like an angry Shy Guy that got ripped off in one of the shops. So you have to like he tries to take his anger out on everyone, and whenever he runs into you, you lose all of your coins. So maybe that's an idea for the one in the mall. Yeah, but we'll have to see. So moving on, another thing that I wanted to mention about the minigames is the fact that there's no required motion controls. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Like,
There
are motion control minigames, which I think is fine, because sometimes they can be pretty fun. But I am so glad they at least give you the option to play without them. That is what Super Mario Party should have had. Like, that's really how it should have been handled, because you could still play the game with Pro Controllers now. Like, actually, at PAX West, Demeech was there, and he told me, and he played Super Mario Party Jamboree. and he said that they only had Pro controllers at the kiosk that he was playing at there. So you could actually like, it's basically confirmed that you could only play, or you could choose to play with like Pro controllers or without motion controls and everything. So yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Interesting.
So you don't have to, you're not forced to play with a sideways Joy-Con this time. So
yeah, it's really annoying when certain games do that on the Switch. Like Clubhouse Games, I really, which is also developed by ND Cube or Nintendo Cube. It's really annoying that game to play. Yeah, I just remembered right now that they changed their name.
I still have to get used to calling them Nintendo Cube. It's basically Nintendo GameCube, but without the game.
Nintendo Sphere.
Let me get a GameCube. Hold the games.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was made by Sony.
Because it has no games.
Actually, it has negative games, because, Concord. But I mean, Astrobot looks cool.
It has, Astro's game, whatever it's called.
That game looks so good. Astrobot? I want to play that.
Yeah.
But I don't have a PS5.
Me neither.
But yeah, getting back to Jamboree, we also have the roster, and I think the roster, even though I was criticizing it in my other video for like having like only 2 new characters, I still think it's pretty good for Mario Party standards, I would say. Like, judging it purely off of past Mario Party games, I would say it's pretty good. I really like Ninji. I think I'm glad they started making Ninji a new playable character, because I think it's one of the most underrated Mario enemies, and like I'm glad they've been giving him more attention recently. And then Pauline, I feel like Pauline was definitely overdue to appear in Mario Party, so I'm glad that Pauline is there as well. But yeah, I think it's a solid roster for like Mario Party standards and everything. Even though it would be cool if we had like Dry Bones, or if we had like even more characters like from WarioWare, Super Mario Odyssey, or the Mario RPGs and things. Like, for what we have now, I think this is fine for Mario Party standards. But yeah, I know there's definitely going to be a lot of controversy about like the roster, because there always is on Twitter. But I am glad, one thing that I am glad about is that they are making some of the characters unlockable. I do like the fact that you kind of have like a reason to go back and play the game and then unlock the characters, because that's been missing from a lot of Mario games lately. I know it was in Super Mario Party, but like ever since then, like most Mario games just added the characters later in updates and things. So I'm glad they're like all in the game and you can just like unlock them, like kind of how it was for like older games and also Super Mario Party. So yeah, and I'm glad the roster is bigger than Superstars, but I feel like Superstars is a very low bar. But
at least you can play as a Goomba. I mean, that's probably the best character there, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, Ninja is also there.
Yeah.
But Goomba's better. Goomba is better.
Okay, fine. Right.
But I personally prefer
Doesn't
Ninja.
matter. Dry Bones is better than both of them, but he's not.
I know he's not there, and neither is Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
Like, well, how is he not there? I don't understand. Like who? You could have removed another character to put Diddy Kong in there.
Could have removed Monty Mole. Who plays as
Monty Mole. Why?
Yeah, I know there's like one person on my server that really likes Monty Mole, but
well,
over Dry Bones and Diddy Kong, like,
yeah,
you know what?
It's crazy.
No, yeah.
Yeah, poor Diddy Kong. He needs to make his triumphant return. The game will never probably get DLC, so that's also quite disappointing.
Yeah. And then, moving on, speaking of like the characters, we have Kevin's voice acting, which is always a topic to discuss for new Mario games releasing. And I think they sound pretty good. So we heard Kevin's Waluigi for the first time. It is like a little more higher pitched than Charles's Waluigi, but I think it still sounds good. It still sounds like Waluigi. Like, it doesn't sound weird like Wario's voice clips and voice acting in Mario
where
Move It. But yeah, it doesn't sound like that. It
I
actually,
think Wario's. Sorry.
but
I think Wario's voice improved
yeah.
significantly.
Oh yeah, like listening to Wario's voice clips in Jamboree, it sounds pretty good. I would say it's definitely a huge improvement. And then Mario and Luigi, he basically has Mario and Luigi down at this point, like from what we've heard from both Brothership and this game. So I think Mario and Luigi are pretty good. Wario is definitely a huge improvement, and Waluigi sounds pretty good so far. But yeah. And then finally, we have some of the new modes that will be here. So we have Koopathlon and Bowser Kaboom Squad. So Bowser Kaboom Squad is it's kind of like a tower defense type thing where you have to like take down Bowser, and you actually like purchase different upgrades and like do different things like that. I think it looks pretty cool. Like you get the upgrades from winning minigames or something, like either purchasing them or minigames. It's either one of those, but it looks pretty cool. And I like the little city that you go through. They kind of like do like a kaiju thing with Bowser and have him giant, just like smashing through the city. But I think that's a pretty cool
really
minigame. Or I think that's a really cool mode, and I think that looks pretty fun. They also have like charge and chucks there. I think you like those you get those to like help defend against Bowser from what I've seen so far. Or there's like, I guess there's like other things too, like bananas and different things, but yeah, I think that mode looks pretty fun. And then the Koopathlon, I think that looks pretty cool as well. It's basically the Coin-athlon from Mario Party Star Rush, but online. And I actually liked the Coin-athlon in Star Rush. I thought that was fairly fun. So I'm glad they're bringing back that idea and kind of having it as like an online mode. I think that would work pretty well online, I would say. So
yeah.
But also, I think it's weird how Nintendo was advertising it at first, because they were basically advertising it as if it was the only online mode in the game, when it was confirmed on the Japanese website that that wasn't true, because the board still will have online. So there's no need to worry about that, but this is just another extra online mode. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think the new modes look pretty cool, and yeah, I think this is shaping up to be a pretty good game. Like, I am definitely really looking forward to this. I feel like in terms of, like, content in, like, everything in here, like, I know Superstars was amazing, but I feel like it kind of suffered from a lack of content. But we're finally at the point where Nintendo Cube is kind of like making games on par with the older Mario Party games. Like, and I'm really happy about that. Like, the boards all look great, and we have like 7 boards in total, which is something that we haven't seen in a very long time for Mario Party in terms of like board count and everything. Like, a ton of minigames as well, and a lot of different modes, a lot of characters. I am just so glad that this game has a lot of content here, and it just looks amazing. But yeah, what are your final thoughts on Jamboree?
Yeah, it's looking to be pretty cool. I should probably check out more stuff on it. But yeah, from what I've heard in this discussion, there's a lot of things going for it.
Yeah,
and I'll
probably will be the best.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah, probably will be the best Mario Party game of the Switch generation. And I'm really excited to play it. I mean, definitely not my most excited game for this holiday, but it's fun that we're finally getting a new Mario Party, and they've been pretty consistent with making them. So that's also a good thing to know, and hopefully they continue on this route of making quality games.
Yeah, I definitely have more faith in Nintendo Cube now, like, over these past few years. But yeah, Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
And stay perky.